Daniel. I'll try again. Did this before and I had interrupted by a phone call. I'm standing near our engine room hatch looking towards the bow, and there's our engine across the top from the starboard side to almost 3/4 of the way across to the port side is this diesel tank that sits above the floor. Now, in terms of positioning, the preferred place I would have thought hopefully would be where the batteries currently are, and I'll show you a better view of the batteries from the other side. But there's where the batteries are now, and I'll send you the dimensions. Here's one trick though. Part way along the diesel tank is the trap for the water, and that slightly reduces the full length that's available. Now there's a raised deck, slightly raised deck by about 5 centimeters. So the heights that I give you for the battery availability will be reduced by about 5 centimeters if something's on top of this particular raised area there. So in this corner here, which is probably the other spot where gear could go, but about 5 centimeters less height, and eventually of course we end up butted against the hull. At the moment it's storage space, frankly, as always one would like to keep as much storage space as possible, but if for some reason that's the place it has to go as opposed to this one, we've got a little more flexibility there. That's basically all open except for obviously the radiator there, so that space is available too. Underneath the engine then, I'll go around to the port side. On this side there's a lot more clutter against the wall here. There's our master volt switcher, the inverter that I think actually has died. There's our battery charger, master volt battery charger, and then as you can see there's a lot of gear on the floor here that's not readily movable. That's all our various water pipes and stuff like that. There's the spaghetti that's our current electrical stuff. That'll make you shake a fair bit, won't it? And this is the battery area here. So I'll give you the dimensions of this that basically cover the depth towards the front of towards the engine. It's limited by eventually coming up against this grey pipe which carries services across to the thing, but of course it butts up in the end against the flywheel and so forth, the camshaft of the engine. So here's the 4 batteries currently, and the edge of those batteries is just fractionally further than the bell housing there. And I'll give you the dimensions of this to the front of the to the battery area, and while you can't readily see it, the tank is just a bit shallower than obviously the full length to the engine. That's the distance from the tank to the engine, which is a bit less than the distance from the tank to the engine is a bit more than the distance from the batteries to essentially the front of where the engine would be. Okay, I hope that helps, and I'm happy to send photos.